The episode begins with Tuya and the girls, Els, Linza, Yamina, and Ye, traveling to their next destination by cart. The girls are less than thrilled about their next guild quest, which involves searching the castle of a slime researcher who has gone missing. Tuya tries to cheer the girls up before they arrive to the castle, though they become skeptical by his enthusiastic demeanor towards this quest, though he immediately denies it while accidentally and comically hurting Kahaku in the process. Tuya the others arrive at the castle, and as they enter, Tuya is hit in the head with a wash basin that fell from above. While Tuya was reeling from pain, Yamina notices that something was happening with the basin. The group are surprised when the basin turns into a slime that none of them had ever seen before. Linza suggests that they search the castle for the owner's research documents. They then begin to look around the first floor of the castle for any clues as to what the slime researcher was working on, though unfortunately most of the documents they find had been destroyed by the slimes who were inhabiting the castle. Linza manages to find a book containing illustrations and descriptions of different slimes that the researcher had managed to create. Unable to find anything else of importance, Tuya decides to search the rest of the castle for the location of the slime researcher. The group then return to the lobby of the castle, where they encounter a group of green slimes, a monster the girls had no interest in fighting since it could dissolve their clothes. Kahaku returns to his original size to try to defeat the slimes, but it proves to be ineffective. They are forced to retreat to the second floor when the slimes begin to approach them, but are relieved when they are not followed to the next floor, which Linza believes is due to them setting up their territory on the lower floor. As they are about to proceed, Els slips and falls down on some kind of liquid that is on the floor and wonders what is, until the others point out a group of white slimes at the top of the staircase. Linza identifies it as a lotion slime, one of the researcher failed creations, a type of slime that secretes a type of lubrication whenever it senses dangers. As Els tries to get up, she falls down again, only this time she inadvertently knocks down Yamina and Tuya, who also knocks down Ye and Linza in the process. As they fall down to the lower floor, with Els dragging Yamina by her feet and Yamina bringing Linza with her as well, Tuya is saved by Kahaku, who grabs onto his collar at the last second. Unfortunately for the girls, they land in a group of green slimes which start to dissolve their clothes. Tuya is able to save them from the slimes by using his gate spell before their clothes are completely dissolved. Thankfully for the girls, the slimes that were transported as well retreated back to the lower floor, but the girls are annoyed that their clothes were ruined due to the slimes, with Els attacking Tuya out of sheer embarrassment. As the group are traveling through the second floor of the castle, with the girls wearing temporary clothes that they found, Yamina and the other girls decide to destroy the castle when they are done due to their annoyance at what has happened thus far. Tuya surmises that the reason for the various failures was that he was trying to create a specific type of slime but was unable to verify the special trait of the slime until he actually created it, which Linza confirmed. Tuya then notices something strange about the statues in front of him while listening to the girls' conversation. While examining it, Tuya discovers that the statues' breasts are strangely softer than they were supposed to be. Around that same time, slimes that were attached to the statues appeared, startling the party, with Linza identifying them as bust slimes, slimes that attached themselves to girls with small breasts to accentuate them, another one of the researchers' failed experiments. At that same time, the slimes try to attack Yamina, for obvious reasons, though Yamina destroys them with one of her wind attribute spells before they could succeed. Yamina mutters that she's still developing. They later find the office of the slime researcher, in which they find his remains having died some time ago. Tuya finds his journal, in which he states that he had successfully achieved the dream of every man. While trying to figure out what he meant by that, Yamina alerts him to something nearby. When he looks to the place that Yamina had pointed out, Tuya spots 4 slimes that were starting to change their shapes. When the slimes finished transforming, they turned into near identical copies of the girls, which completely surprised him, while the others looked at them completely stunned. When the girls notice how Tuya is reacting, they try to get him to look in various comedic ways, which culminates with Els hitting him on the head with her gauntlet again. Some time later, the castle is burning, with the girls watching with blank expressions, glad that the deviant research is destroyed. Tuya is perplexed. The researcher wanted to create slimes that could turn into naked servant girls. Kahaku asks Tuya to take him a human town, to which he agrees. Later that day, Tuya is walking through the town to show Kahaku around, while carrying him in his arms. While observing the town, Kahaku notices Ye nearby trying to talk to little girl who is crying. When Tuya speaks to Ye, she tells him that she found the child and was trying to help her, but she wouldn't respond to her questions no matter what she tried. Kahaku tries to talk to the girl and is able to learn that her name is Lim, though when Tuya tries to use his search spell to locate any of her family, he is unable to locate anyone within his range. He then decides to use the map function on his smartphone to amplify the effect of his spell and is successful in finding her mother. After reuniting the separated family, Ye asks Tuya how he was able to find her. He explains that he used a feature on his smartphone to enhance the effect of his search spell. She requests that he try to locate her brother, to which he agrees. He is then able to locate him in an area that Ye confirms to be their family's dojo in her homeland. In the inn later, Tuya casts Enchant Long Sense on his phone before using the camera function. He sees the bed in the room across the hall and pans to the back of it to find Linza in her underwear putting on her tights. He can't help but peek. Once she's done, he turns off the camera. Moments later, Linza knocks on his door and enters. Embarrassed, Tuya deflects her concern. Linza asks him to help her learn ancient magic from a scroll. Tuya creates and enchants glasses to allow her to read the spells. Linza practices the spell Ballistic Bubble Bomb, but can't get it to work and runs out of mana. While she rests a bit, Tuya thinks of something. When Linza attempts again and wears herself out, Tuya uses null magic to replenish her mana with his own surplus. Tuya advises Linza to picture an exploding bubble to help master the spell. Sometime later, Els breaks her gauntlet. Tuya takes her to buy replacements. While walking back, Els is entranced by a gothic Lalicia dress in a shop window. Tuya convinces her to try it on, finding her beautiful. Tuya buys it as a gift, so Els can't refuse owning it, and Els wears it out. Ye, Linza, and Yamina find the dress suiting for her. Yamina gets a letter from her father, who wishes to knight Tuya as thanks for his help.